Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for pressing play. My name is Angayozi and welcome. So today's video, as I had mentioned in my intro video, that I will be giving you the tea on modern day age motherhood, and this episode is one of those episodes. Okay. So this video is one of those. So I'm going to be talking about how to navigate an identity crisis after becoming a mom, after becoming a mother, whether you're a first-time mom or a second-time mom or just a mom in general. I don't know if all or most first-time moms experience the funk of going through an identity crisis, but it is something I experienced. It is my story, and short story. So I think when the identity crisis hit me was around the time my son was about 8-9 months. It was in the evening. My partner wasn't home, he was working, and I had finished playing with baby, bathing him and feeding him his supper and put him to bed. So I was preparing for the next day. So you know the preparations of the next day. You wash the bottles, you sterilize the bottles. I was doing lunch for work, you know, and I was at the sink. I think I was washing his bottles, and I just asked myself, who are you? Like, I didn't know who I was outside being a mom, outside all these activities that I do that are around this little human that I'm caring for. It just hit me that I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I liked anymore. I didn't know what I enjoyed. And that made me so sad. And I burst into tears. And yeah, it was very emotional. It was like my heart was so heavy because I didn't know who I was anymore. I loved being a mom. I loved my child. I had planned my child. I had all the support that I could ask for. I had all the resources that I needed to thrive and to raise this child properly the best I could. But after asking myself that question, my heart was very heavy. Very I just became so, not sad, but I was just hurt. I was hurt by not knowing who I was and not knowing what my dreams and ambitions and my goals were and where my life was going. And I finished off the dishes, went to bed, and then in the morning I was okay, you know, I did what I needed to do, got baby ready, went to work, and then I think it would just come to me slowly and think about it, and it just weighed down on me quite heavily that I couldn't answer a simple question, who are you? And then I went online because I'm a reader, guys. I love reading, I love research, I love information. So I was looking at Psychology Today magazines to find information. Is this something other mothers have experienced? Is this something first-time moms experience? Is this normal? You know, is what I just wanted to find a validation that what I was going through, someone else had gone through. And human nature is very funny that we find comfort in knowing that we're not the only ones going through a certain hardship. And I found comfort in that. Found many scientific journals, articles, psychology reports, detailing how first-time moms, and sometimes when it skips you, and then maybe the second baby you have, you go through those emotions of not being able to identify yourself and who you are, because now you just have this huge role and your whole life is literally revolving around this new human, this new role. So I found comfort in that. That eased my pain a bit. And then some of the articles mentioned, or sometimes it was blog posts that I came across that was written by mommy bloggers, that they have explicitly shared their turmoil with suffering with an identity crisis after becoming a mom. And for clarity, not to confuse this identity crisis funk that I was in with postpartum depression, postnatal depression. It's something completely different. They might sound like they're related, but it's not quite the same, because the postnatal depression is very is clinical, and you need to be diagnosed with that by a professional, and so on and so forth. But an identity crisis is something that you can easily identify. But I'm actually going through this, and I don't know who I am, and I don't know why I exist, and I don't know what I want to do outside being a mom. If you read, I mean, sometimes other people's biggest dreams are to become parents and moms, and they deal very well with the transition from the life they had to becoming a mom, and just it's something they've imagined, and it works out. And then some people who have planned, who wanted kids and but wanted other things in life, that is when the clash comes in, and then you experience that existential crisis that I literally felt like I was going through. I remember going watching TED Talks, because I was like, I am not okay. I have a lot of questions that I can't answer. I'm struggling with a lot. So that was like my whole journey into discovering and realizing that I had an identity crisis. And then, how did I overcome it? The best part of the video: how do you overcome an identity crisis, or an identity crisis episode, when you literally feel like you are drowning, you don't know who you are, you can't relate to yourself? And for me, I was even in a different body. I felt like I looked so different. The weight gain from the pregnancy, and my hair was falling off from postpartum shedding. So it was a lot of things that were just so different to who I knew myself to be, that I was experiencing after I had my child. Okay, so going back to how I overcame this, I read that it was important to just do some of the things that you enjoyed before becoming a mom, that made you feel your best self, or that you enjoyed. And for me personally, I loved gym. I was like a fitness fanatic. I looked after my body. I took pride in my body. I loved the way my body looked when I was working out. And I started going to gym. So going to gym wasn't that easy for my lifestyle, because my partner works 12-hour shifts, and I don't have help. It's just me and my partner looking after our son, so it wouldn't be easy for me to go to gym. But when I did have an opening when he was here, I did go to gym, even if it was just once a week. And then I also did online workouts. Went on YouTube, played some workout videos, and had a good time, even if it was just for 10-15 minutes. And as much as I wanted to lose weight at the time, but it felt good doing something that was a big part of my life before I had baby. So that was one of the things. And okay, so I've physically done something that I really enjoyed doing, that reminded me of my old self, that kind of made me feel like the old Anga that I knew, and was so loud and confident and happy. I was like literally a badass in my 20s. And then what else? And then I remember that I had goals and dreams and ambitions before I was a mom, and now I had to force myself to revisit those goals and dreams and ambitions. So when I did that, it was difficult, because I had to remember conversations that I've had with family, with my friends, with my partner, what my future looked like before I had kids, and then how would I make those things happen that I wanted in my life, and what my future looked like. So I worked on that, slowly started journaling again, because that's something I've done all my life since I was a teenager, and that eased some of that heaviness that I had in my heart. And The other thing that I did that helped out a lot, I reached out to someone that I trusted but who was also a mom, just to gauge if they had experienced the same kind of feelings before, and whether they had or hadn't, but I was very comfortable to share my experience with this particular friend of mine, and I spoke to her explicitly about all the feelings and I had around this identity funk and cloud that I felt like I was in, and that brought a lot of comfort. It is the journey to just really rediscovering myself again, and taking new parts of me and leaving some parts behind, and just, you know, working on myself. It took time. I really, probably a year, to feel a little like myself again, through all those things that I did, with just reaching out to a close friend for comfort, and doing my reading, and reading other women's stories online, and going back to doing things that I enjoyed, like reading and journaling and going to gym and working out at home. But the thing that was a little bit different now was that I didn't have like hours and hours to do all those things, but squeezing in like 20 to 30 minutes was enough, you know, to elevate my mood, to make me feel like myself again. And those are the things that worked for me, and to slowly get myself out of that funk. So doing all those things, you know, really slowly made me feel lighter again, made me feel like my old self again. And then I think what is very important, to be just explicitly honest with yourself. When you realize you are going through something, admit to yourself that you're not okay, this is what you are going through, or you don't know what you're going through, but something is happening. I think that was also a good awakening to me when I had that breakdown in the kitchen, and then when I woke up I realized, okay, I'm not okay. If I can break down like that, then there's definitely something that's not okay with me. And yeah, that is how I handle the situation. Please bear in mind that we are all different. We suffer from different conditions. We might have underlying conditions and traumas that might be triggers to the feelings of despair and experiencing this whole identity crisis. But particularly, I know that first-time moms will from time to time experience this, and it will force you to do the emotional work that is difficult, that takes a lot of time, you know. It takes a lot of time and consistency and dedication to yourself. So in closing my video today, I hope you heal. I hope you understand that we will all heal at different paces, differently. It takes time. But what is important is to seek help where you feel like you really do need help. And yeah, please be well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video. Camagu.